Pandemic, Lord of the Rings, and a hole in the head. What do these three things have in common?
I don't know. What do they have in common?
Things I didn't need.
Whoa!
That's a bit harsh.
That is pretty harsh, indeed. And that sound, that's the sound of everybody turning the channel off.
Suck it, nerds.
Leave work behind and pull up a chair, my friend, because it's finally time for Games and Trades!
Tonight we're looking at a game from a seldom used gaming IP, that is Lord of the Rings, The Fate of the Fellowship. So we're going to do a quick rules overview and then go straight into Chad and I's gameplay. So just starting out with our board setup right here, you can see that I've got a lot of things going here. There's a couple tracks we're going to want to look at first, the Hope track and the Threat Rate track. So the Hope track indicates how hopeful Frodo is that his journey ends well, that he can get all the way to Mount Doom and destroy the One Ring. And this is going to move up and down throughout the game. It starts here at level 6 and can go up to 8. If at any point you take actions that cause the Hope track to go all the way down to 0, Frodo loses all hope and we're going to lose the game. For the Threat track, that's going to indicate how many shadow cards we draw during the shadow card phase out of this deck. Starting out with 2 at the very bottom of the threat track, and then going all the way up to 5. I've also spread out troops all over the board. We've got our dwarves, elves, Gondorians, and Rohirrim right here, as well as our shadow troops. This follows a standard setup throughout the game, and also to use my shadow troops, I've gone ahead and drawn 9 cards from the shadow deck to put on my additional troops throughout the board. I've also placed my Nazgul in their predetermined locations as they make their way towards trying to get to Frodo. We also have our set of challenges throughout the game. One of these is going to be every game, and the rest are going to be variable depending on the game you're playing. Destroy the One Ring is the challenge that is in every game. That is representing Frodo getting all the way from the Shire down here into Mordor so that he can destroy the One Ring. Additionally, in this game, we've got Attain the Blessing of the Elves, Challenge Sauron, and Saruman, Your Staff is Broken. Now, in order to get to the One Ring challenge, we have to make sure that we complete the other 3 first. So we'll have to attain the Blessing of the Elves, challenge Sauron, and Saruman, Your Staff is Broken. Got to complete all those. Then Frodo can go all the way to Mordor, into Mount Doom, and chuck the One Ring into the fires to complete the game. Our turns are going to progress on a pretty easy order of play. So the first thing that each player is going to do is they are going to do all of their actions. How this works is you have 2 characters that you're going to play throughout the game. In this case, I played Éowyn and Merry and Pippin, and Chad played Frodo and Sam and Legolas. Now you have to choose which of these characters you want to take 4 actions, and then the other one will only get 1. So that'll give you a little bit of push-pull throughout the game, trying to figure out who you want to be taking those actions. Now looking at the actions that you can take throughout the game, the first you can do is travel, and that is traveling along these lines here. We can see some of them are battle lines that are drawn out throughout the whole of Middle-earth, and some of them are just going to be our white connecting line. You can also take a fellowship action. That allows characters that share a space to trade cards from that region. So right here, we've got Merry and Pippin, Frodo and Sam, and Eriador. They can trade Eriador cards between themselves, either giving them or taking them during the turn with the other player's consent. I can also prepare, which is if my hand is getting full, I can discard one of them, take the matching symbol, and have that in reserve so that I can have some additional symbols available to me. I can muster, which if I have a hero in that location and I have a card with the heart symbol on it, I can muster a troop of that type after I've discarded that card or token. So if I'm in Gondor, right down here, I can muster one of the Gondorian troops, these blue guys right here, and place them in my location. And I can do this multiple times per turn if I have the actions to do so. We can attack. If our location that one of our characters is in has both shadow troops and free people's troops, we can initiate that attack. Now we're going to roll our battle dice, these 3 guys right here, and we're going to apply the results that you can see up on the screen. Now, once we've applied those results, that's going to be the end of the action. We can take another battle action, and I can also capture a location. So if I am a free people and I'm in one of the shadow locations and there are no shadow troops, I can spend 3 sword icons from my hand or from my pool of tokens, and I will control that region. That gives me additional hope, which I can use as my pool throughout the game. Each character is also going to have some actions that they may use as an action during their turn. For example, Merry and Pippin can produce those heart resources for an action. They'll be able to take one of those tokens from the supply and place them in their play area for use on a subsequent turn. So since this is Middle-earth and Sauron is looking for the ring and Frodo's traveling with it, there are things that may cause a search roll to happen. Now when a search roll happens, we're going to roll these search dice, the black ones right here, and we're going to roll a number of search dice equal to the number of shadow troops plus the number of Nazgul in the region. One of the ways this could happen is if Frodo moves through the region without spending a cloak card to conceal himself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the results that we can see up here on the screen, and then the action will continue happening. At the end of the game, there is also going to be a final search roll when Frodo tries to destroy the ring, so you'll need to account for that as well. And once I've taken all of my actions, I am going to draw cards from the deck. Now these could be just the regular location cards that have our symbols on them, event cards that I could play later, or I may draw the Shadow Advances. And that is reminiscent of the pandemic cards that are going to cause things to advance, more diseases to spread, and in this case they could cause additional troops to be put on the board, the threat level to raise, and the Nazgul to move around the board. After I've drawn my cards, I'm going to draw cards here from the Shadow deck. Now you can see here there are 2 different backs to the Shadow deck, and that's going to impact how my cards work. So if I put all these in the discard, if I draw this top card to resolve, I'm going to flip it over to see the effects. So we can see here I have a red banner on the card that is now at the top of the deck. And that means that I'm going to resolve the top effect, which means that any troops that are sitting on Dol Guldur will move 1 space towards Erebor. That will let them kind of keep advancing and get towards some of your havens to reduce the hope that you may have throughout the game. Now, if the card has a black back, like we can see here, like this banner with the red eye on it, I'm going to resolve the bottom condition. In this case, I'm going to add a Shadow Trooper to near Harad and shift the eye to Frodo's region. If it's already there, I'm going to roll a search. So that's how I'm going to choose which of these effects on the cards are going to impact me throughout the game. Once that is complete, the turn will pass to the next player. So remember, our victory conditions here are we are trying to get to Frodo to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring, after we have completed all of our other challenges and objectives. We will lose the game if the hope track is reduced to 0. So now that we've got a good overview on how to play, we'll go straight into Chad and I's playthrough of Lord of the Rings, The Fate of the Fellowship. Oh boy, we're starting out strong. So we got a strong pour here tonight, and I think we're going to need it.
Hey everyone, Future Rick here, and I'm gonna level with you. This one ended up kind of being a mess from a gameplay perspective. We had some equipment issues, we had people not show up, so we had to pivot the game that we were gonna play, and I just wasn't prepared and tried to push through anyway, which definitely a lesson for me in the future. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put our thoughts on the game up front so that you want to see those, and then if you want to watch the gameplay and laugh at how absolutely inept mostly I am, and also Nick somehow, even though he's not in this video, you can absolutely do that. But definitely stick around for our thoughts on this game because it's really good and definitely worth your time.
So a bunch of people aimed out on us tonight, not naming any names, Nick, John, Patrick. So
Literally everybody we know.
Literally everybody we know, right? So rather than kind of break up and fragment the Gen Con games, because we do want to rank all of those, we want to have as much input as possible, we thought we'd take a little break from it and try out Lord of the Rings, The Fate of the Fellowship, because it's been getting a lot of buzz lately, and I actually love Lord of the Rings, despite Chad's disparaging comments or whatever.
I love Lord of the Rings too. I'm just
I know. It was funny, though. I liked it.
Just being a dick.
So if you're still here, despite our disparagement, then this is for us. So, and it just looked like a neat kind of, I don't want to call it a reskin of Pandemic. especially after playing it, an evolution of Pandemic.
I feel like that's a little strong. I don't want to call it a reskin either. Like I
No.
said, I don't think like it's got enough uniqueness to it.
For sure, for sure.
Evolution feels strong.
Yeah, but I wanted to get this game in at some point because when I saw it, again, Lord of the Rings theme, cool looking board, cool looking components, some of which you can see around here. I just, it had to be mine, and so here we are playing it. So let's get into the good stuff. So, Chad, who's this game for?
Nerds.
Nerds. Yep,
Yeah,
I agree.
nerds.
It's definitely for nerds.
People like Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's a cooperative game.
Yep, it's a co-op game.
So a lot of people, just want to chill with a cooperative game. I mean, Pandemic is an awesome game.
Yeah, for sure.
So
There's a reason it's been all around for so long,
Right.
and there's so many iterations.
There's so many
of it.
iterations of it. The legacies were great. You looking for how many different versions of Pandemic do you have?
One, actually two. If you count this as a version of Pandemic, I have two. Yeah.
You only have one other. You don't have like a legacy or anything.
No, because every time I want to play a Pandemic game, somebody else has it.
Oh,
It's one of those
I think
kind
we
of
played
things.
2 different Pandemic legacies, and then normal Pandemic, and then there's a 2-player Pandemic, which is a different game. It's like a small.
Yeah.
So we got 3 or 4. I guess we got 4.
Yeah.
Or have had 4. I don't think we kept some of it, but it's an awesome game. So if you're making a game based on that, you got a very strong foundation, and then kind of what we're talking about. They didn't just slap some IP on there and call it a day. There's some unique mechanics in this.
Mm-hmm.
The quests and like the way that the searches work and the eye and all of that's new. I feel like Hope has a parallel somewhere, but
It does. It absolutely.
it feels different.
Yeah. Hope and Threat both have direct parallels.
Threat for sure. That part, Threat didn't really feel like it changed.
No.
And then I've never played where you get 2 characters and you do like a 4-in-1. But I don't know if that's just a 2-player variant, like other.
No,
like
that's
maybe
everything. You get 2 characters for everyone.
Okay.
So which is another.
Yeah, I've never seen that before either.
Yeah. So this game is it's we keep saying Pandemic because even on the box it mentions Pandemic system, right? It's definitely built on that foundation. So the box says it is a 60-minute to 150-minute game. We clocked in at just under an hour and lost.
It was our first time playing, so that always adds time.
Yeah, and we played standard difficulty.
And I feel like
instead
we
of intro
lost
difficulty.
a little early though. Like we only had 2 cards flipped.
Yeah.
So that was probably an accurate time on the box.
Yeah, I think so because because we kind of were scrambling for something different because people didn't end up being able to be available tonight.
Yeah, we weren't prepped for this.
Yeah, we weren't super prepped for it, so we probably made a ton of mistakes. In fact, I know of a couple mistakes we made playing this game. But kind of circling back to the overall question of like, who's this one for? I think number one, Chad hit the nail on the head. If you like the Pandemic system, I think this game can be for you. If you are a co-op fan, I think this is a pretty darn good co-op. Like I like the 2-character mechanics, and I like I like that there's some interplay between the characters.
There
like
is, yeah.
for example, like I played Merry and Pippin, and they had direct interplay with Frodo and Sam. So there were some additional co-op mechanics instead of just we trade specific cards
Yeah.
or.
And I know these were like suggested characters, but I wonder like how much how much interaction there are from the other characters too. Like there's some exploration you can do there.
For sure.
And then going on to your point, like this kind of feels like adventure-y too. Like there's a certain kind of person that appeals to,
Yeah, very much so. And there's a lot to keep track of. Because of the way the Shadow Troop movement works. Again, it's building on that Pandemic base because it's not like the Shadow Troops move into a location and they explode if there's so many of them. They're following a rail, like following a marching line, and potentially taking your havens away from you, which is decreasing the hope track, which is, it's still bad, right? It's Pandemic bad things, but it's just a different way of presenting those types of building up troops and moving them. And I really liked the way that the two card shadow system worked, so that like the card back that was showing, yeah, exactly, the shadow cards are modal, so the card that's showing on the back is impacting what piece of the modal shadow card is being played.
Yeah, that was
I think that's a
interesting.
cool innovation on this type of system.
Because you were like, these are two different backs. I'm supposed to shuffle them together.
Yeah,
And you're
exactly.
like, okay.
Yeah. And then it took like the so once we kind of got that one, we were ready to go.
That's a really cool design.
Yeah, I think that's really neat design. And again, it's like a cool evolution or iteration on the classic Pandemic formula. It's taking something that feels very familiar in the shadow cards in this case being like the Pandemic disease cards, and the location cards being like I don't want to say modal, but they have the two functions of being both locations for trading and icons for different uses. I think is a really smart, clean design for that kind of hand management.
There's a little bit of a like it's not even just like this or that either, because some of the abilities have some interplay with like if it matches or if it doesn't.
Yeah.
So they get it's nice and meaty in that department. Like some depth to it, which is really nice.
Yeah. So that is like kind of your bag, and the IP really speaks to you. I think this is definitely potentially for your table. I think like any co-op game, it's probably gonna have a quarterback problem, but I mean, I think that's just group management and not necessarily a fault of the game.
Yeah. I mean, that is what it is. That's one of the things about co-op games. So. If you like co-op games, you're already used to dealing with that. And that's really not a big problem unless it's, you're in the wrong group.
Yep. So critical hits.
Critical hits.
Hits that are critical.
Wow. I don't know. There's a lot. I haven't really processed it enough to think about that. I do like the 2-character system a lot, and the quests are neat, but I'm not crazy about them. I do like the troops though, for some reason. So I don't know. I like that. I guess the biggest critical hit for me is that you took a game like Pandemic, that is very good, very challenging, co-op, a lot of fun. It's an extremely challenging game. It's hard to win that game, and to change it this much and this little, I feel like they did a really delicate balance of making it very different, but still building on the good parts of Pandemic.
Yeah. I'm going to use one of our favorite words. There's a lot of elegance in some of the design choices here, because when you use a popular IP, whether it be like I'm making a new Spider-Man movie or I'm making a new Pandemic game, right? That comes with baggage. It comes with baggage of people like this thing. So when you call something a Pandemic system game, it starts with expectations, and it starts with both like expectations for quality and expectations for how the system is going to work. And I think that this game achieves both of those, right? Because again, it feels like something that is built on the Pandemic foundation, and also is a well-designed game like we've seen from most of the Pandemic variants. Like I can remember there was a game, oh man, a long time ago, like East Side War Machine days. And I can't remember the name of the game, but it was essentially Pandemic with warrior models. And the only thing that was different was their warrior models. They still exploded. They still did all the Pandemic things. But this, like I said, I think it takes the, like, instead of the diseases exploding, it's like troops are building up and then they're moving around in these kind of pre-programmed ways. And again, it feels like Pandemic because they're moving around to like screw you, but it's doing it in a different way. And I love how cool that is.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what if, in Pandemic, like, oh, there's a case of this disease in that city, but this is like, that disease is coming for you.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
marching across the
orcs
country.
are coming for you.
Yeah.
I also really think like a big hit of this game.
Elegant orcs.
Yes, elegant orcs. They're sipping their grog with their little pinky finger out.
Coming for you.
I love the replayability of this game with both the characters and the quests. So we played the recommended intro setup, but we played on standard difficulty. But there are more quests that you can use and more characters. Not only do you have the traditional Fellowship of the Ring, but you also have the like peripheral characters like we played Eowyn in this game, Gollum is in this game, Arwen. So just a lot of different Eomer, I think Faramir.
Was Tom Bombadil in?
No, I think he's an event though. I think I saw him as an event.
Oh, well, that part.
Yeah. But there's just so many combinations of this game where that I think if you're into exploring some of the different combos and how they work and doing different quests, I think that you'll find a lot of play in this game.
Yeah.
And it's something that you could play quite a bit without it feeling samey, like all you're doing is trying to cure diseases.
Yeah, that's exciting to me. Like,
Yeah.
The roles in Pandemic are one of my favorite things. I always like games with roles. It's not as good when it's like a PvP kind of game when you're playing against people, because then it's hard to balance those. So, I mean, there are games that do it well, but there are games that do it poorly. Like, what was it? The Sorcerer in the original version of Talisman was like super OP.
Yeah.
But in a co-op game, I think roles are awesome. And it doesn't matter if they're not balanced because you're working together as a team. So if you have a character that's busted, I mean, I'm benefiting from that.
It's also, I think, an interesting way to control the challenge level of the game.
That's true, too. Especially when you have... Like, a game like this is the kind of game that somebody's going to own, and they're going to know that game really well, and they're going to get their friends to play. So then they'll be like, you know, oh, you're playing that, well, I'm going to play this guy, because they know there's a synergy there or something. So there's a lot of fun that you can have with character cards, especially when there's two of them.
Yeah, and I think that like as you're looking through and trying to build like a combo that suits your play style, that's where like the two character system to me is really intriguing and really like a neat setup for this game, because I can't remember what Gollum does now, but I remember reading his card and thinking, oh good God, this is going to be a challenge. So like if you really want to push yourself, not only can you ratchet up the difficulty from standard to challenging or whatever, but you can also use Gollum to make yourself to make it like not quite so straightforward to take certain actions.
I like the 4+1 actions too. Like,
yeah, that's neat.
You know, my wife and I play a lot of two-player games, and sometimes we play games like the Pathfinder Vitriger game. We like playing two characters each, so we play it as a 4-player game, but we just have two characters, and we just, you know, I take a turn, she takes a turn, and I play my other character, you know. But that's just, you know, this is this and this is that. They're two different characters. But with this, you have a decision to make every turn because you can do 4 in one. You got to pick which one you're doing the 4 actions with, and which one's the one. And they all have usable stuff, things that you would need to do. So that gives you some interesting decisions to make.
Yeah, again, more like cool, interesting decisions on how you want to. Because I think it would have lost a little something if it's just like, hey, you have 5 actions and you get to disperse them however you want. I think it takes away some of the challenge if you just get to optimize it. I think that forces you at like the beginning of your turn as you're thinking through it to make a really difficult decision, which is who do I need all 4 of these actions for?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's going to be easy and sometimes it's going to be challenging. Like there was one turn for me that like I'm like, oh, of course I'm going to take Eowyn because I'm just going to muster and march. Like that's what we're doing. But there were other turns that it was like, which one here? What makes the most sense? So
you know what's kind of interesting about that is that, I mean, I know these quests are set up for, you know, the story that everybody knows, but like that's kind of her role, and then she's not that important when you're getting over here to Mordor, and it kind of plays out that way in this too.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that for a second too, because the flavor of this game is super, super sweet. Like
I mean, they're dead on with like the quests.
Yeah, I think so. Not only the quests, but the character abilities themselves. Like, so like for Eowyn, she musters Rohan, and she does it without having to spend resources, which is kind of what she does. Like, and then she also banishes Nazgul from battles because that's what she does in the books and the movies. Like, and then Merry and Pippin are picking up Frodo and giving him more hope, and Legolas is moving around on the sneak, and like
he shoots the Nazgul.
Yeah, he shoots the Nazgul down. Like every character's abilities relate to their characterizations in the media, and I love that. I think that is excellent game design when you can make the flavor, especially when you're working with an IP. Like I think that is such smart design when you're using a well-loved character from a beloved IP and making the abilities both balanced for your game and flavorful for that character that everybody knows and loves.
Yeah, and I have to say, and I've probably said this before, but like I don't usually like IP games, and maybe it's just the counterculture in me. But like because a lot of those games are it's just slapped on there, and it's not
Yeah.
that interesting to me. Like if I want Lord of the Rings, I'll go watch Lord of the Rings, or read the books. I'm not gonna read the books, but I'll have I've only read like 5 fiction books in my life because
Oh my gosh.
it puts me to sleep.
That's-
But 2 of them were Lord of the Rings.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I can't do it. I read nonfiction all day long.
So Christy's never seen the movies,
Yeah.
so she has agreed to watch the
You're just
extended
gonna have a
cuts with me.
marathon?
Yeah. So she said, "How long?" I was like, "We got to watch the extended
Like
cuts."
10 hours or something?
Well, so I looked it up. She said, "How long is it?" And I Googled it, and the Google AI said it is a butt-numbing
Butt numbing.
558 minutes
Yeah.
for all 3 extended cuts.
Yeah, that's 10 hours,
Yeah.
right? Man, dead
Just
on.
about.
Dead on.
Yeah, almost dead on.
Wow.
So I just love that.
Yeah.
So like that's what we've been saying for the last few days. A butt numbing this thing.
Yeah, and you got to watch them back to back, but you can't.
Oh yeah.
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 DoorDash and
DoorDash. Yeah. Several times. That's 2 DoorDash. At least 2 DoorDashes. At least 2. Okay. So we've talked a lot about what we like about this game. I think there is a lot to like about this game. What are the misses?
ultimately, like, I'd rather play Pandemic.
Ooh, hot take. Okay.
If I'm going to play a Pandemic game, I'd rather play Pandemic. But like I just said, I mean, I'm not a big fan of IP games anyways, generally speaking. I think this is good, and I would play it again, and I like it. But, I don't get excited about it.
Okay.
I think they did a great job with it, and I like the adaptation, and I like how they implemented, like the quests and the story and the combat. All of that feels like it was really well done. But ultimately, I'd rather play Pandemic than this.
Okay. It's fair. I'm going to pull this over. This is a pet peeve of mine. I understand this is like another old man yelling at cloud moment, but why?
Some people think it's super cool.
It is neat. I mean, this took me about an hour to put together. Like, it doesn't serve a lot of utility. It takes up a lot of room in the box.
Doesn't serve any roots. You don't need a dice tower.
You don't need a dice tower. I get that it has table presence and everything. And again, this is like a super nitpicky BS old man thing. But what the hell? Like, what is this? That being said, if it wasn't in the game box, I'd probably be displaying it on a shelf. So good job, Z-Man Games. Like, you got me. You got me.
That's what you're mad about. You're mad that you were gotten.
Yeah, it is. Kind of is the case.
I'm not mad that they did it. I'm mad that I like it.
What else? What else you got there?
That's pretty much it as far as gripes. I think they did a great job. It just didn't rise above. It's
My only other thing, and I know this is a nitpick. I like the screen printed meeples.
I do like that.
I really like the screen printed meeples. The troops are super fiddly.
Yeah, they're tiny.
The coloring for 3 of them is not friendly for anyone who is maybe a little color sensitive, like the green, the brown, and the red. More the brown and the red, less the green, is a little rough. And the Nazgul are so fiddly that, I mean, you saw them fall apart a bunch of times when we were moving them
It feels
around.
like the stand barely goes in there.
It does barely go in, and I
feel like-
wish that maybe a little more care had been put there.
I feel like you can,
Probably they're gonna end up glued.
if you're
like,
if you're talented in a certain way, like this guy's in there, he's not
Yeah.
coming off. Like I think it goes in deeper, but you gotta work to get it in there.
does it?
Yeah,
Okay. As long as you are sure.
you wouldn't have any experience with that. Though,
No,
would you?
not at all. So yeah, I that's kind of like my couple of gripes. Like, and I get that I feel like you probably could have put a little more care into the colors and maybe made the troop meeples just a skosh bigger so that they're not so easy to misplace or just kind of like lose track of. Yeah, I think
I
that's
got I don't want to call it a gripe, but I don't think it's a positive.
okay.
Nobody has said anything kind about the artwork. and I feel like it's kind of like I don't like the design on these cards. This looks like a first draft.
Yeah, that's fair. That I get that.
It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not like, oh, this artwork's amazing. You know, it's
So yeah, I actually think that there's something to that. Like,
I don't want to call it a gripe, but I think the artwork falls a little flat. Or the
yes,
artwork / design.
I could see that. Like the location cards are definitely very forgettable, and
For sure.
like I like the character
They do
cards.
have the little tidbit.
I
with
do
the
like
number
the
on
little
there.
tidbit. Like
That's
every
interesting,
number
the
has a
trivium on every card.
right. Because if you're going to have a system where the numbering matters for certain pieces of your engine, like assigning the numbers some significance is a really cool idea. So whichever one of you thought of that, good on you. I love it.
That might be my favorite part of the game, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
you look at the card. And
but
you're like, oh.
yeah, no, I get that. Like some of the artwork on the card, and even the the objective cards. Like I kind of get what you're going for here, but it doesn't really grab you. Like
Yeah, I feel like
like you maybe could have put something a tiny bit more epic on there.
yeah, some epic artwork or something.
Yeah.
I mean they put artwork on there.
That being said, I think the board is very well done.
Yeah, I like the board.
But yeah, I think you're right. Some of the artwork on the non-character cards feels a little phoned in. I could see
Yeah,
that.
even on the character cards, like there's no backgrounds or anything, which is fine. But again, like there's no epicness to it. This looks like a comic book, but not even a comic book, because a comic book would have a background.
Yeah.
So I hope I don't like hurt any artist's feelings or anything. I just feel like maybe this was like a budget decision kind of thing.
I mean, I think the artist did fine. I think it's it's more layout. I think.
I think it's layout, and again, like I said, it feels kind of like an early draft, and like they're like, okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
good
see
enough.
that.
It's an IP game. They're gonna buy it because they like Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got that. Yeah, I agree.
So I don't want to call it a gripe. But.
Got it. Okay. Well, it's all right. So let's rate this SOB because. All right. So I changed it up just slightly because I realized I was missing a primo branding opportunity. So same 5-point scale for your collection. Like where does this belong in the grand scheme of like do you put it on the shelf? All right. So how we changed it just a little bit because we were called Games and Drinks. We thought we might make it a little drink themed. So. So the top option is going to be the top shelf. These are your 30-year scotches, your best in class kind of representations of a genre. You're like, if you like this genre, go get this game. Run, don't walk. We got your premium pour. These are really great games. They belong in most collections, especially if you are fans of the IP, fans of the genre. Most gamers are really going to love this. It's going to come out a lot, and it's going to be a rotation staple. We got your decent pour. It's a good, solid game. It's going to be in the rotation, maybe not at the top of it. But yeah, just like a drink that you're not ashamed to order, but maybe not something that you're looking forward to. Your well drinks, there's something missing here. Just a little something.
You know, Friday night punk show. You're like, I'll have some Kentucky Bourbon. Why not?
Yeah. I'll have a Jack and Coke. What do you got in the well?
There you go.
And then we got the swill. This is not worth mentioning. So since I don't get review games or anything like that, it's just it's the games I buy and I presumably will like. We probably won't have too many of these, but it's there.
I was just thinking, there's a few games that we could do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just for ranting opportunities.
We should do that. We should play like some terrible games just so we can point out all bad things.
Or our hot take games.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
That'd be more fun.
Okay, so I'll let you go first, Chad, because I just talked a lot. So where do you put this one?
I put this one at a well.
Ooh,
it's not swell.
That is a hot take.
It's not swill, but I don't think it is. I think that's 100% accurate. I could totally see it being like, what's the middle one? The
the decent pour. You mean like the thing I just talked about?
My retention is about 10 nanoseconds. I could see putting this at a decent pour for certain people. Like if this is your jam, it's your jam. But again, I'd rather people just play Pandemic. I don't feel like it's an upgrade. So the flavor it adds with the Lord of the Rings, I put the movie on while you play Pandemic, and
I
I
wonder
don't
if
feel like this adds.
I probably
enough.
can't get I probably can't get away with putting the soundtrack in the back without getting struck. But maybe I could put some epic music. Maybe I already put some epic music on. We don't know.
Maybe you did. Maybe
All right.
there's epic music
All right,
right
Chad.
now.
This is going to be our greatest disagreement thus far because I always feel like we're pretty close to
Ooh,
one
where are you
another.
gonna put it?
I think this is a premium pour,
Oh wow!
and I'm going to tell you why. Because
Because of the dice tower.
it's absolutely the dice tower. Put it front and center. There we go. Premium pour. No, I think this takes a system that is well loved, and I think it innovates and iterates on it in a very positive way that gives you a comfortable experience in a new way. I don't think it's doing anything like super groundbreaking. I don't think it's necessarily a best-in-class Pandemic game. I think like Legacy Season 1 or Season 2 is probably like best-in-class Pandemic. But I think it's a really good experience. It's a beloved IP, and I think that the things it's giving you in terms of gameplay are fantastic. I think that the modal cards for your shadow or for your like outbreak cards is a really nice innovation. And I just think everything fits together really, really well. And I think that for me, this would probably be the Pandemic game that I reach for because I love the IP and I really like I like the touches that we've put on here and how they relate to the Lord of the Rings. So I think this one's a premium pour. I think this is, if you like a Pandemic game and you want something maybe just a little different while still being in your comfort zone, or
you don't like Pandemic.
I think if you don't like Pandemic, you're not gonna like this game.
You're like, I don't know. We should just have orcs.
If you don't like Pandemic, you're not gonna like this game.
I mean, I agree that it's an iteration.
Which is fine. We don't have to agree on everything. Like it's totally fine.
I agree.
Yeah, totally fine.
I'm meeting you halfway on some things.
But I think that's kind of where I am on it. I think it's an excellent game. I think it's well worth adding to your collection, but I don't think it's just quite at the top tier for me.
I agree. It's not at the top.
I know you got your turn.
I think they did a great job. Yeah, and it's definitely playable. And if you like either of those things, you'll enjoy this. I don't have anything bad to say about it, to be honest.
Except that you put it in the second lowest.
Well, I don't think that it innovates in a way that is meaningful. You know, like sometimes you have like a version and you're like, this is really good, and then you improve it, and then you go, I think I'm gonna roll back. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't merge that branch.
I was just talking about this with somebody where we were talking about Dominion as opposed to other deck builders, and he said something I thought about, but the way he said it was really like interesting, and it said other deck builders kind of like iterate on what Dominion does, and they try to solve some of the problems that Dominion has, but they introduce other problems, which I think whenever you're making changes to like a good, clean formula for something is true, but it's just whether or not the problems they introduce outweigh or equalize the problems that they remove.
I think, I mean, I agree with that, but I think the right way to progress is I think you can improve on a lot of things without introducing new problems, or the problems that you introduce are very small or like not noticeable, and so you do end up with a net positive.
Right. No, I agree with that. But it's just like if you have to account for the fact that by introducing new variables or by taking things away, adding them, you're just introducing different sorts of variables.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
So two cents on game design at the end of our review. So in the comments, if you've played this game or just like, based on what you saw from our playthrough, if you wanted to be on Team Rick or Team Chad, let us know. Other than that, we'll be back soon with more Gen Con games. We're going to rank everything that we saw at Gen Con. I have a pretty good idea about where most of mine are now, having played most of these games at least once. So I'm excited to tell all of you about it. But until then, have a great day.
Cheers.
Cheers to a to the journey, even if it's to Mordor.
An adventure.
So Chad, you have Mr. Frodo.
I do.
So you are going to go first.
Oh, great.
Now remember, we need to get a bunch of troops.
We need to go to Rivendell.
We need to go to Rivendell to get the blessing of the elves. We need to get 2, 2, and 3 troops here to Northern Ithilien.
I feel like we could do that one third-ish.
Yeah. And then we need to clear out Isengard, which has a fair number of...
Yeah, so I figured maybe we'll just work on that area right now. So, I will go...
So I can muster down here because I have Arwen, I have Eowyn,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can also muster with Legolas while you work on Rivendell. Because remember, you can also pull Merry and Pippin with you when you travel.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah. When Frodo travels, the current player... Oh, yeah, well, you also have to spend a stealth or roll when you search.
Or roll a search.
Yeah, or roll a search, yeah.
Yeah, which I can get.
Yeah, other characters and troops may come along. So it makes sense maybe to get Merry and Pippin into...
Yeah, and I guess I just got to roll a search because we don't have any cloaks yet.
Yep.
Okay. Now, does that happen for... Like, if I do a travel, that's just one action, right?
Yeah.
So if I go to Rivendell, that's going to be 3 actions. So I'm going to be doing 3 searches if I do that?
Yes, if you don't have the...
Oh, you're all caked up with cloaks over there.
I am pretty caked up with which you can actually take. Or are we on? Oh no, none of these are our region, so I can't trade.
You got to be in the region to trade.
You got to be in the region to trade. Yeah. So like I could give you Eriador stuff, but I don't have any of them.
Okay. Well,
pretty caked up with the cloaks there.
I mean, I can travel alone up to 2 times, but then I can't take you with me. So yeah, I guess we're doing that.
Yeah, and remember you have actions on your cards as well that you can use.
Yeah, they don't help. I can ignore some search results, I guess, with these cards.
Okay.
So I guess that's good.
Well, I also really like how they have the numbers that are, like, 87, Aragorn's age when he met Frodo.
Yeah, I was wondering if they had any relevance to the game.
No, they're just
they
fun
don't
Lord of the
seem
Rings
to.
facts.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I don't know. I was reading that earlier, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of relevant numbers, and you don't really think about it, but.
I think the only relevant thing I read is that if you don't have Frodo in the game, the lowest number starts play.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we are going to. This one's me, I think. No, that's you.
You're yellow.
Yeah, I'm yellow. Okay. Well, we're gonna move, which is a search.
Okay.
Which I think is just one.
It's
right
one.
Now.
Yeah, one black die.
It's a blank.
That's what we want.
So we win. All right. Second action. I got a tree in a box.
Tree in a box is exposed. Tree in a box. Lose 1 hope. So we're just down to 5 hope.
Well, do we want to? I can spin this to ignore.
I
got one more move to do, so.
I mean, we're probably fine for now.
Okay.
I'm playing, kind of thinking about this like pandemic rules. So we're just gonna have to take some risks, I think.
Okay. So that's 3 actions.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm there, am I at a haven?
You are.
So if I prepare, I can discard a card to take a token with the same symbol.
Okay.
So I could discard this ring and get a ring, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you need 5 of them at the end, so that's not terrible. All right. So to complete this guy, you're going to need 3 of the heart cards with at least 1 other character present.
What region is this? Rudour? Okay. Because if the card matches, I get something, but that's one of his abilities. He gets a heart if it also matches. So I'm discarding this.
Okay.
And I'll get a ring token. And so that's my 4th action there. And then my +1 will be Legolas. And I guess I'll just take a cloak. Or do you think I should move?
I mean, I think he's fine there for now.
I'm going to take
Eventually, we'll need to muster elves up there
Mm-hmm.
because we need him down here, but I think he's fine for the moment.
All right, well, I'm taking a click with him.
Okay.
So that's my 4+1 actions.
All right, so I am going to. We're going to need to do something about Isengard there for sure. So I think I'm going to need some. I'm going to need to muster some Rohirrim.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to activate Merry and Pippin first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate their action. I'm going to get a heart token. And then, so they can also spend 3 hearts to gain 2 hope. So, did you draw your cards?
No, it's 2, right?
Yeah. And then we need to draw our shadow card. We did forget that. Okay, so there's a red banner, a black banner showing, so it's going to be the bottom. We're going to move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. Select these from the closest outside his region. If tied, the player
So
chooses.
the Misty Mountains and this, well, I guess they're both 1 away, so that opens, I don't know if that helps or not. Probably helps, because we need to clear all that out.
Yeah, we do. We don't want the Nazgul and Isengard when we try and take it out.
For sure, man. If
Okay.
there's anything that I agree with.
It's that.
My dad gave me some excellent advice one time.
What's that? I feel like our viewers might benefit from this.
It's that you don't want a Nazgul in the Misty Mountains when you're trying to go to Isengard.
It's fair.
He didn't give me much, but he gave me that.
All right. So yeah, so I took one of Merry and Pippin's actions. So the question is, do I want to just go crazy with Eowyn? Because I don't have to spend friendship to muster in Rohan locations. So yeah, I'm gonna take this action with Merry and Pippin to get the token and leave them there because we need them there. And you've got all kinds of friendship. That's great.
Yeah, you might want to go crazy with Aelin then, because we're gonna need troops.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna muster 3 times. Yeah. So give me 3 brown troops.
There's only 4, so.
Wait. I'm gonna move her first. Bring this guy with
Helm's
me.
Deep,
Yeah. And
and then there's 3 guys.
Yep. So we're bringing them. All right. That's me.
Did you do your +1?
I did. Merry and Pippin did 1 action.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay. Is this like based on a comic book or something?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna complete the quest because we're as an action, character in Rivendell spends 3 hearts while at least one other character is present. There's 3 hearts.
Okay. I'll take those.
So, when complete, put the troops on this card into the supply. Each player with at least 1 character in Rivendell may gain 1 heart from the
So those go on the green.
supply.
I will take said
and
heart.
then we gain 1 hope.
Sweet.
So you got a character there, and I got a character there.
Yep.
So you get a heart.
So we will flip that because
I get a heart. I mean, this game's easy. We're already 25% done. I can delete that picture now, since I don't need that.
all right.
All right, and
What
then we're
next?
probably going after Saruman. Your staff is broken. Isengard is a haven, and Rohan is free of shadow troops and shadow strongholds.
Yep, which we are right now.
We got a lot of Nazgul over here.
We do have a lot of Nazgul clustering over Frodo.
I'm not sure what we need to do about that. Seems unideal.
It's not. Yeah, it's not great. So right now you're just rolling more dice every time you take a search because I don't see any cloaks over there. Oh, no, I don't see any cloaks over
I
there.
have
You have one with Legolas?
Legolas, but
That's pretty good then.
I don't know. Current player, not character. So
yeah.
I guess I have all these.
Yeah, you've got them all. Okay, so did you take your 4 and your 1?
No, I did 1 action.
Oh, okay.
So I did an action with Frodo and Sam. I guess I can. I guess I can muster.
You can, because we've got some elves now.
Spend a heart. So I can only muster one. But I shall.
Okay.
So that's, I've done 1 and 1 action, and then now I guess I'll start moving with Legolas. Yeah, sounds good. I guess he'll go ahead and get a cloak while I'm at it. So that's 2 actions with Legolas. 3, 4.
Okay. Bringing some elves over. I love it.
And then, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. So back to me. So I'm going to have... All right. I feel like this is what I should do because I'm in a good position to do it. So I'm going to... For my first, I'm going to make Merry and Pippin my 4 action.
You can, don't forget, there's 1 guy over here.
Okay.
If you wanted to muster.
I'm realizing I never took my... Oh, forgot to do your... Yeah, we forgot to do the draw.
We're bad at games.
Yeah, I know. Then we got to do a shadow card.
Okay. Well, that's a new symbol.
The
I
fight.
got a Sky's Darken.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Increase threat rate by 1.
There we go.
I see you. If the eyeball is in Frodo's region, it's not. Lose 2 hope. Otherwise, move it there.
Okay.
And then, under the cover of darkness, add 3 axe guys to Druiden Forest. Which is... Here.
Right here. Shoot. Okay, that's the problem.
And then, shuffle the shadow discard pile. Place it on top of the shadow deck.
That's this guy. So it's like Pandemic where, you know, kind of know what's coming.
Yeah, these are the cities.
Yeah. But the thing that's kind of neat that is different for Pandemic is the cards are modal based on what's showing, which I kind of like.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's, you know, what you think about it. If you didn't know it was Pandemic, it would take you a minute to figure it out.
Yes. Or if it didn't say Pandemic System on the side of the box.
Once you know it, you're like, oh yeah, that's from Pandemic and that's from Pandemic. But they do a really good job of...
Yeah, blending
It's not just the skin.
Yeah. It's not just a reskin. I agree with you there. All right, so I'm going to take my first action with Merry and Pippin to gain a token, but then I'm going to spend 3 as my second action.
Okay.
And I'm going to give Frodo 2 hope, so we'll go up to 8.
Ooh.
So I have to be in the same region or same location, so I feel like that's not going to happen too many times in this game.
That's true. Yeah, you take advantage of it all.
Yeah.
There.
So okay, so I can move somewhere and take you with me. So is it when Frodo travels or anytime he moves that you got to make a roll?
When Frodo travels or takes part in travel,
Shoot. Okay.
the current player must spend a cloak or roll search.
Ah, okay. There we go. So I can do that. So I can get you out of here a little bit. So these guys are all in the Rudar region. Oh no, sorry, this guy's still in the Misties.
Oh, is he?
Oh no, they're all here because he moved from the Misty.
Yeah, they're all
because one started there. All right. So I'm going to spend a travel action as my third action, and I'm going to bring you with me.
You take that elf too, or?
I'm going to leave him there because we got reds around it.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a cloak.
Okay, so don't have to roll a search.
And then we should be fine now that we're out of that region.
We're still in the region. We're out of the location.
Oh yeah, but it's right here, right? So
we're still with these guys. Because this dark line around those 2 cities.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, they're all in that region.
Those things are more fiddly than I thought they'd be.
They are pretty fiddly.
Surprisingly fiddly.
Maybe I'll just glue them on because they got a whole box that you put them in. Man, a woman born my ass. Okay. And then I will... So...
I don't know why that was so funny.
All right. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go here. I'll go to Tharbad, and I'll spend another cloak to get Frodo out of harm's way for my fourth action.
That's so nice.
Okay. So I'll draw.
You didn't want to just barrel right into Moria?
No, I think that's probably a bad idea.
Okay.
Didn't seem to work out for them in the.
I mean,
in
that's
the book
fine. I didn't know
movie.
you were a giant.
All right. So now that we're up to threat 2, we're gonna do 2 shadow cards.
Well, it starts at 2.
Oh shoot, we screwed that up in the first time.
It's alright.
All right, we're just cheating left and right.
Well, you know,
All right.
we had to go. We went a little easy mode for.
That's true. All right, so we got a black banner. So we're gonna do the bottom. So we're gonna add. So we're gonna move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. So I'm glad we
Oh my god!
did all that.
Why do they keep chasing us? Oh my god! They both came off,
Why do they fall apart?
and then you still picked up the third
Why?
one and just hope for the best.
Why do you fall apart? All right, we're gonna fix that later.
Everything falls apart. Oh, to the memory.
And we're gonna put 1 in Dunland.
These don't even go on.
All right, then for our second
That's
one,
why they're coming off.
we're gonna do the bottom again. So we're gonna add to Moria. Ooh, Moria's looking pretty gross. And we're gonna move the eye to Frodo's region.
More and Moria, huh?
All right.
I take it you're done.
Well, I've got to do something with Eowyn. And I feel like I just need to keep marching towards Isengard and take all my troops with me.
Yeah, that sounds. It's the manliest thing you've ever said.
I know. All right, so I'm going to draw 2 cards. And then we're going to do my shadow. All right, it's a red banner, so we're going to do the top. So we're going to move from Dol Guldur to Helm's Deep. We're towards Helm's Deep.
Yeah, the pandemic map is a lot easier to find things because I learned
Yeah.
that stuff in school.
Right. All right, so they have to move along the arrows, so they're going to go that way, which doesn't make logical sense, but hey, that's where they're going.
Where is Helm's Deep?
It's down here.
And they were here?
Yeah.
Oh, but they have to go by the
Yeah,
arrows.
they go by the arrow on the battle line.
They could go this way.
The battle line's coming this way.
The
Oh,
green
yeah, you're
ones.
right. So, yeah, that's probably Gladden Fields is probably the more direct.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah. All right, and then my second one, near Harad to Erebor. So they're going to move this away because Erebor is.
I mean, that's the only way you can go from there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know where Erebor is either, though. I guess it's up top. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think he gives the so that's the correct battle line. All right. And that's the shadow, so it's back to you.
I guess you just follow the color if there's a choice, but if there's not a choice,
I think so.
Okay. 4+1. Let's see. We're going to do a move.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. An end at a haven, so they're going to go further.
Oh, they keep going until they
Yeah,
get
they're
to a
going to keep
haven?
going. Yeah.
So they go to Lorien.
Yes, they're going to go to into Lorien. Yep. So we're going to roll a battle. So you are going to roll for every shadow troop rolling in. You're going to roll one of the white dice.
Well, we only have 3 dice.
Max 3. Yep.
Okay. So that doesn't happen.
Yep, there's no Nazgul there, so that does not happen. So they're going to lose 2 elves.
There's only one there.
So the 1 elf is going to die, and 1 shadow troop is going to die.
Okay.
And Lorien is now a shadow stronghold.
So we need one of these.
Yep. There we go.
Thumbs down. Alright, well that was my one action. My second action, I'm going to spin a cloak to send this guy back to Mordor.
I love it.
Can send one of these also, I guess. Because I can move and do that again.
Okay. It's better than summoning the horses.
Yeah. And then I think I may move them out. Just to get them away from these.
Yeah.
So that'll be my +1.
All right. I like it. I think you have to roll a search.
Oh, yeah, I do.
2.
No, just 1.
It's 2. There's 2 Nazgul, right? So yeah, you just roll one more.
I don't know. I rolled too many.
Yeah, just roll one. Roll one.
All right.
Okay, so one of them is going to go back to Mordor.
Okay.
And then we'll lose 1 hope.
Okay. Cool.
Not good. So that was not terrible. All right, 2 cards.
All right. We got Cloak, Area Door.
There we go. Collecting them rings. All right, so we'll do 2 shadow cards.
My precious.
So we'll do put a red troop on Isengard.
Oh no!
Right in front of but I was going there. But I'm trying to storm it.
Well, you got
Okay.
A more
And
target-rich
then
environment.
shift the eye to Frodo's region.
I just left there. Stop chasing me,
And
dude.
then we're going to do another bottom. Plus to Dol Guldur.
Was a red guy?
Yep.
It's over
Right there.
here.
And then move 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. So that one's on there, and this one will be right here. Man, they do not quit. It's like they want the ring and stuff.
Crazy.
Yep. Okay, so I am going to do Eowyn as my 4 action. And then, yeah, so I don't have any, I don't have to muster because I'm Eowyn. So I'm going to muster 1. And then I'm going to move everything. So for my second action, I'm going to move everything to Isengard. So I've got to use
I was gonna say you're gonna have to discard 1 if you don't use something.
yeah. I discard a sword, and then I'll roll 3, and hopefully this is good. It's not. So-
No, it's 2 Nazgul, and there aren't any Nazgul
I'm not there. But I just lose, we each lose 1. So 1 red, 1 brown. And I can spend to re-roll, but I don't know that I really want to. Well, I was kind of hoping that would be...
What did discarding the sword do?
I do that to initiate the roll battle.
My card doesn't say you got to spend a sword. It just says do it.
Oh, I thought I had to.
And the eye
But
gets
yeah,
there.
Dad, put the eye there. All right, so I'm going to take my sword back.
Well, your sword can get rid of spin a sword or remove 1 bad guy each.
All right, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to keep my sword and then take a red away.
Okay.
All right, so then that's 2 actions. I'm going to take another action to attack again.
Did we already remove the 1 and 1? I think we did.
We did.
Okay.
All right, so we each lose 2.
It's War of Attrition.
It really is. This is not going... Are those both? Yeah, those are both red.
Yeah. Well,
So that's...
4 to 2 at the moment.
All right, so we're victory or death. Lovely. Okay,
That's a good one, right?
move 1. Oh no, those are bad.
just
So
bad.
I lose 3, and they lose 1.
Oof.
Yeah, that's real rough. Oh, wait a second. I can discard... I'm going to discard 2 rings
To reroll.
to reroll both of
Yeah,
those
reroll
results.
those.
All right, so
Okay.
put 1 back.
Well,
and
no,
then-
they both. You still lose 2. but you also.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll take a Haven.
Sweet.
So.
Oh, go get them, Anwin. How many Rohanians died?
A lot. That was very expensive. All right, Isengard is a Haven, and Rohan is free of Shadow Troops and Shadow Strongholds. So Rohan is good. So we'll complete that.
Man.
I can gain a ring token from the supply.
That's lame.
All right, so next we got to challenge Sauron. So we got to get down here
With a bunch of troops.
Two elves, 2 Rohirrim, and 3 Gondorans?
Yes. 2 Rohirrim, 2 Elven, 2 green, 2 brown, and 3 blue.
Okay, so I do have a cloak. So I think we can sneak by the... So the problem is, do you have a cloak? You do have a cloak.
I have one.
All right. So I'm gonna discard a cloak, and I'm gonna take my 1 Merry and Pippin action. The only problem is that this is this is a 4 roll if you don't have a cloak. So
Yeah.
you'll need to.
Need to spend my cloak.
Yep.
I can also get one with Legolas.
Yep. That is it for me. I'll draw 2 cards.
Cool.
And then threat is 2, so we'll do 2 of these guys. Alright, so bottom plus Moria. And then deploy 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Oh my gosh. I know. They're so persistent. Okay. If the Eye is in Mordor, recall 3 to Mordor instead. That would be amazing. And then bottom again, plus to Isengard, which that's not going to happen since it's now a Haven. Shift the Eye to Frodo's region.
It's already there.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
So we don't need to roll. That would be such a devastating search.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to put that guy on top of it. All right, so the Eye is now in Frodo's region.
Okay.
That's me.
I am going to take a cloak with Legolas.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to need this drink.
And then I'm going to spend it to move these guys. I think we're going to go down here.
To Rohan.
To the safe region. And then we need to start collecting
Rings.
guys. Yeah, rings.
Yeah, that's true.
I can prepare, turn those cards into rings. But that's not super necessary. Unless I have something that matches, which I don't. I guess I can move again and then prepare in Gondor. We need 3 Gondorians, so...
Do need some Gondorians.
Oh, no, that's 2 moves to go down there. Never mind. My cloak is that. I could travel without Merry and Pippin.
That's not a bad idea now because I can move Nazgul onto my region.
I'll do that. So that's my second action here. And then I will prep, which will give me a cloak and a heart because it matches the region. So that's my third action. And then I guess I'll muster. I'll spend the heart I just got to
Muster.
muster a dude.
Maybe Gondoran. I think it's Gondoran. Not sure.
Gondoria's.
Gondorian.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on.
All right.
All
No
right.
bad stuff. All right. 1 at Dol Guldur, and we're going to move the eye to Frodo's region.
Ooh, that card's 458.
What's the 458 number?
458 miles Frodo traveled from the Shire to Rivendell.
That's the one.
Leave work behind.
Okay.
Pull up a chair, my